Hey guys, first of all, I look kind of weird because I don't have eyeliner on, so please don't tell me that I look tired. But I didn't really want to put any eyeliner on for this video because I'm worried that I might cry and I don't want to ruin it. So this video is basically talking about one of the worst days of my life. This day has affected me so much in the past year and a half. I think about it often. I get triggered by it. I've gone to therapy for it. Luckily, I'm surrounded by so many lovely people and such supportive people who have helped me through it. So the reason why I wanted to film this video is because 2 years ago, or like a year and a half ago, I asked you guys, do you want to see our garden? Me and Sunny, we had a garden. We took care of the garden in the front yard, and we had so much fruit and veggies and plants and trees, and took care of it, and we could eat from the garden. And we had, you know, pumpkins and tomatoes and eggplant and broccoli and spinach and lemongrass and lemons, and like we had so much shit, and we were so proud of it, and we filmed this video, and I'm gonna feature it. I feed this to the guinea pigs and sometimes myself. Yeah, we've got some corn. See, can you see the corn's already
I just guessed
starting?
That.
Yeah, you got it right. These leaves are sweet potato leaves. My guinea pigs eat them, but I also eat them. We've got some tomatoes over here. We've got a lot of broccolini.
Wait, let's go close on the broccoli because look at it. It grows like this. This is it, right?
Yeah.
Look at it.
It's like a tree, right?
A little mini. Wow.
Over here, we've got some celery. Celery takes a bit long to grow. As you can see here, these are all...
Oh my god. Look.
Eggplants. Careful, they're spiky. Some of them can be. Over there, look how many there are.
Holy shit, we have eggplant tonight.
Do you even like eggplant?
I will now.
Look, this one's pretty big. Touch it, bro.
Pick it for the camera.
Touch it, no, touch it.
Like the emojis.
Feel the weight of this. It's
like a bowling ball.
I know. You know, I said that I would show you guys, so, you know, I really am proud of that garden. And not long after that, my 4 baby guinea pigs were mauled to death. First of all, like, what happened was so traumatic. Like, I don't even want to talk about, like, imagining, like, guinea pigs, like, little cute, like, adorable creatures. Like, you know, they were also, you know, Sunny's babies. Sunny took them to the backyard. Sunny took them inside when it was cold. Sunny gave them food when they're hungry. Sunny gave them cuddles when they wanted it. Like, you know, Sunny lived with me for several months, and my guinea pigs were the only really family I had in Perth. And when the guinea pigs died, the garden that was green turned brown, and so did everything else. The garden was difficult to see. It had veggies and plants and flowers and just everything, and we grew all of that for the babies. We fed them fresh food from the garden. We didn't want to give them food with pesticides. We gave them organic food because we loved them. And so every day when we took care of the garden, it was for them. It wasn't for us. Of course, we enjoyed, you know, the pumpkin and the spinach and the other foods, but we maintained the garden for them. And it was the front yard, so every day when I would come home, I would see a dead garden. And it was just killing me, because I love to grow things. I love to watch things grow, and I couldn't even look at the garden because that's where my babies were buried. First of all, like, recovering from that was like the hardest thing I ever had to do, and I've been homeless. I had a friend fuck me when I was unconscious, and even this was like worse. Recovering from it, the day itself was worse than anything. You know, I've had a lot of shit things happen in my life, and this was by far the worst. Like, moving into a city that I've never been to at the age of 18, having pets. I was never allowed to have pets when I grew up. With my parents, we never had pets. You guys know the story where I stole my hamster. It was because I wasn't allowed to have pets. And so to have my own place and to have babies, like my 4 little babies, when I hear a noise at night, it's not someone's trying to break in, it's just, oh, it's just the babies. When I'd come home from work, I just had these 4 babies greet me. If anyone has guinea pigs, you know, they yell and they scream, they're like, week, 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 and they get so excited to see you. When I was down, I would cuddle them. They were just my whole life. And especially so much of the time in that house I was there by myself, they were my family. They are my family. The cage that they were mauled in, I didn't clean up. I'm so thankful that I have had such supportive people in my life, because there was blood everywhere. And I tried to clean it up and I saw their blood and I panicked and I lost myself seeing so much blood. But the indoor cage took me weeks to clean because it was at the front of the door, and I just couldn't wrap my head around that this is the last time I'm cleaning their cage. You guys probably think I'm a little pussy, but like, these are my family members. These were Sunny's family members. These were my mom's family members. My mom loved these. These were her kids too. I would have like these flip-flops that I would use in the backyard when I would like go feed them, and sometimes I would leave them in their runaround area and they would chew on my flip-flop. And I just remember like so many months have passed that they were gone, and I just couldn't get rid of these flip-flops because they had little bite marks all around the flip-flops. Just every corner I looked in the house just like reminded me of them. Like every time I opened my front door, like it reminded me of them. Like every time I went through my front garden, it reminded me of them. Every time me and Sunny would go to the grocery store, our heart would sink, because when you first enter the grocery store, the first thing we grab, because it's like right in front of the doors, is guinea pig, you know, carrots and foods and some leafy greens and treats that we would get them. And so it was hard to go grocery shopping. It was hard to go home. And I would go to work. I work in a kitchen. Every time I would go to work before the guinea pigs passed away, I would just always go into like autopilot. That's what it's called. And I would just like, you know, cut vegetables, wash dishes, and to me it was like an easy way to just like get my mind off, you know, YouTube, to get my mind off social media, to get my mind off like regular work and all that stuff, like my social media kind of work. It was just like easy, like chop vegetables like out. When I would go to work, the ends of the tomatoes I would keep for the guinea pigs, the ends of the cucumbers I would keep for the guinea pigs. Like any fruit or vegetable scraps I would give to the guinea pigs and they would love it. But also as well, when I found out that they were mauled to death, I was at work and my ex had came into my work, told me, and in front of all of my customers, my regular customers, I like dropped to the floor and I just screamed and cried. And my coworkers saw it, my customers saw it, and I just broke down and I just screamed and cried because I just had lost my family. So every time I would go into work after that, the coworker that was there that saw me break down, I just couldn't be normal around them because they saw me at my worst. And I would enter work and I would have this big feeling in my chest. This is the place where I lost myself. Every time my ex would come in, like we weren't dating at the time, but like he would come in to like, you know, get some food or just to stop by and say hi, I would panic. I would have a little panic attack because it just reminded me of the bad news he gave me when they died, because he was the one who came into work and said, your guinea pigs are dead. So I would never tell him, but I hated when he would come into my work because it was just a flashback of like the moment my life fell apart. To make this all positive, I'm fine now. I fought my demons. I accepted what happened. I look back at my babies with a smile, and me and my mom still talk about like their little individual differences. Like anyone who has guinea pigs know that like each of them have their own personality. They're so different. Their foods, their likes, their how they sleep, like how they interact with each other, how they cuddle, like each of them are so different. And so me and mom still talk about them. We talk about them like they're still here, and it hurts, but it's so comforting to know that like those babies were such a huge part of my life. Like they're around for 3 or 4 years. Like I watched them get born. Think about like how much they benefited my life. They made me feel like I wasn't alone. They gave me hugs and cuddles. They gave me purpose. You know, I wanted to spoil them, you know. They gave me purpose to work on this garden, to grow this garden. You know, at the end of the day, they'll always be close to my heart. And the reason why I've been really urging to film this video and kind of like make this update more for myself, honestly, is because my mom has 2 baby guinea pigs now. They're so cute. It made me realize like how important pets are. Like I remember just like wanting to go home early when we were at bars because I'm like, oh, they're hungry, or I miss them, or it's cold outside, I should bring them inside. You know, like they always just kept me like responsible, you know. It got me out of bed, and then it made me go drink some water and take some vitamins and eat some healthy food and stuff like that to like take care of myself. In moments where I felt like I couldn't take care of myself, I got up because I took care of them, and taking care of them helped me take care of myself. I just want to thank you guys so much for all the kind words, all the kind support. You know, at first I couldn't hear the word guinea pig. I had a lot of panic attacks. Luckily, I've had so many resources to help me with the panic attacks. I think the one I remember the most was I was in IKEA and we were shopping, and this lady behind me was like, oh, we should get this for the guinea pigs. And I just like, oh gosh, I don't even remember, like honestly, like I don't even want to talk about it, but I just like broke down. And I just remember like crying to my boyfriend at the time, being like, I miss having that train of thought. I miss going to IKEA and being like, oh my god, the guinea pigs would love this. Oh my god, the guinea pigs would love this. Like, you know, getting foods, or, you know, working and keeping the tops of the tomatoes and cucumbers. Like, I miss like constantly thinking about like, how can I better these babies' lives, because they are everything to me. And it was just so painful and triggering to like hear someone else think that way and be like, oh my god, we should get this for the guinea pigs, and like knowing that I couldn't. Okay, but I am really okay. I haven't cried about them in a while, months maybe. Of course, when I think about it, I get really upset, but like I've been so good mentally in the past, like I don't know, since like January. Like honestly, since the start of this year, I've been so mentally stable, and so I've coped well with it considering how much I think about it. You know, sometimes when I see my mom's guinea pigs, I visualize them being mauled, being ripped apart. When I would meet other people's pets, even if they're not guinea pigs, my mind would go places and I would imagine them being ripped apart. And like, I love animals, so it was such a triggering visualization that my brain had of just like animals being ripped apart. I still see that, but I just have to like coach myself out of it. And for me, just what I've noticed helps me the most is catching myself when I'm getting to that train of thought, thinking about the good times with the babies and not, yeah, I'm so lucky that, you know, Sunny and the people in my life, like my ex, both my exes, all of my exes, honestly, I'm still close friends with all of them. They were all there for me, and I had such an amazing support system. I had you guys that got me through it. So this is also like a big thank you for you guys. Like, you guys did drawings for them, you guys messaged me, you know, you guys would send me love and, you know, keep my chin up and check in on me when I wasn't posting. Yeah, I think it's so relieving to talk about this now and like just like get it off my chest, because it took me so long to get back on my feet. I had never like had such a long break from work. From, I don't even remember if I was posting videos. Like I don't think I was. Like after that for several months was just like trying to stay okay. This is why Sunny is like so important to me. Like, she would cheer me up every day, and I've never seen her cry until that day. And she was the one, I don't even want to talk about it because it just makes me more sad, but my exes were the heroes in this situation, like absolute heroes. And I was just like, I was literally torn apart. If all this happened to me several years ago, 5 years ago, when I was still self-harming, I don't think I would be here. That's how hard it was, like, getting through this. If this happened 5 years ago, I would not be here, because going through that, I wouldn't wish upon my enemies. I would never wish what I went through upon anybody. Honestly, just closure for me, like, to just like have a little cry about it. Like I said, it's been several months, but I think about it often and I don't let myself cry about it. So like I feel relieved to like let myself cry about it, and like I want to just like close this chapter of this book and just like move on to the next chapter. And of course they're still close to my heart. Of course I'm still gonna be thinking about all this stuff, but I'm not going to let it hold me back. And I'm really proud of myself for staying alive I'm a very sensitive person. I'm a vegetarian for a reason. I've never had pets growing up. The reason why I wasn't allowed to have pets is because I had 4 guppy fish. 2 of them died, and I cried for like a week straight, and I just like, I could not get over like losing 2 little baby fish. My parents were like so upset to see me so sad. They were like, look, we're not doing this anymore. It literally was because I was so broken from losing 2 little guppy fish. I know my parents didn't want me to have pets also to protect me, and like also like imagine how hard it is to see like your little child like just like take, you know, they're pretty much like tadpoles, like literally imagine them taking that. So hard. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know the names of your pets. I love hearing people's pet names. My pets were Koji, Dumpling, Pancake, and Bear. They were absolutely adorable, and they're so close to my heart. I feel super relieved just like having a little therapy session with you guys and like filling you guys in. Really, this is like the first time I cried in months. I've been so stable, I've been so fine, so please don't worry about me. I'm so sorry for getting so emotional. This literally was the worst day of my life, and now that I'm through it, like I can smile. And I think the reason why I'm so mentally stable, why I've been so happy this year, is because I appreciate life so much more. Like I appreciate it so much more. I've never lost any family, so this was like, you know, it affected my everyday life, it affected my home, it affected my work. There was no place that I could run without seeing them, like going to the grocery store, going to IKEA. It was just everywhere. Seeing Sunny, seeing my ex, like it was just everywhere. I just couldn't get away from it, and I'm so proud to be here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. Bye!